La rivorrebbe il 21 del Real Madrid. Di Joselu, Sportiel.
Prossimo posti, che spettacolo!
Il giovane difensore del...
Joselu! Just wide. Only just wide.
Brilliant save from Sonia. That's pagando 50 milioni di euro al CV.
Union Berlin 2-3 Real Madrid Joselu brace. The game had a similar pattern throughout that was repeated. Union Berlin, apart from an aggressive press to start the game, fell into a mid-block. Real Madrid circulated possession with crisp, controlled passing, and their fluid movement allowed them to pick the Germans apart and get into good positions. Fran Garcia and Lucas Vázquez made good overloads and put in good passes into the box. But three unfortunate events saw Real Madrid go behind one goal at halftime. One, Joselu missed a really good chance in the box where he should have squared it to Rodrigo for a tap-in. Luka Modric missed a penalty, and Union Berlin scored just before halftime through a David Alaba miss kick. The sequence sparked some discussion on whether or not Real Madrid should switch their designated penalty taker, and further expounded some of the mistakes that Alaba has been making this season. The only change at halftime was Toni Kroos, who came in for Fede Valverde. The German helped Real Madrid continue their tempo from the first half, where Ancelotti's men controlled possession and tried to get into good zones in the final third. Finally, Rodrigo Goes, who had a quiet game relative to what he's been doing the past few games, put a ball into Joselu for the equalizer. 11 minutes later, Joselu popped up for his second. Luka Modric progresses the ball, and Fran Garcia dishes the assist. Union Berlin kept pushing, even if their chances were very sporadic on the counterattack. Alex Král, off the bench, equalized after being Real Madrid failed to close him down on a scramble outside the box. But then Dani Ceballos, with his first goal since winter of last season, scored the game winner and ended all hope for Union Berlin. This was the bare bones. We'll break this down in much more detail in the coming hours in both written and podcast form. Sid and I will record the post-game podcast tonight for members.
Real Madrid reject Napoli offer for Brahim Diaz. Real Madrid reportedly rejected an offer during the summer transfer window from Napoli for midfielder Brahim Diaz. Diaz is back at the Bernabeu after ending his 3-year loan spell at AC Milan with his most productive season to date. The 24-year-old contributed to 14 goals as Milan sealed a top-4 finish in Serie A and reached the semi-finals of the Champions League. Diaz also featured regularly during the 2021-22 season, when the Rossoneri were crowned Scudetto winners for the first time in a decade. After Milan failed to secure a permanent move for the playmaker this summer following the expiration of his loan deal, Calciomercato claims that Italian champions Napoli also submitted an offer to try to lure the Spaniard back to Serie A. The Partenopei are in danger of losing some important midfield assets from their title-winning squad, and a potentially underwhelming season could see them struggle to hold on to certain players. Diaz has also shown his ability, scoring in home wins over Las Palmas, Braga and Granada, starting in 4 of the side's last 5 games. That may give the player more belief that he will be involved regularly with Los Blancos, as he played a total of just 51 minutes across the club's first 7 games this season, and starting only one of the opening 15. 2 of Diaz's recent starts came in La Liga, where Real currently lead the way, while he also featured against Napoli in the Champions League, as the 14-time winners are safely through to the knockouts as group winners.